meet our lovely couple, Stan and Vicky, also known as Mr. and Mrs. Muggs.
Hi, my name is Stanford Margarita. I would like to call myself Stan Muggs. Muggs coming from the lady, my wife. I got married to Vicky on the 27th of June in the year 2015.
Hi, my name is Vicky Margarita, Vicky Victoria Margarita. Obviously, I'm Mrs. Maggs. This is Mr. Maggs. Stan and I met in October 2013 through a mutual friend. And I remember the first time I met him, he was quite shy. I wish I could say the same thing now, but I knew he was the one because I just felt it. It's a feeling that you can't explain to anyone or describe to anyone, but it's felt within the heart.
Felt it on the day?
Not on that day.
As we went on. Okay, yeah, same here. I met the lady, and well, you have to like someone first when you're looking at them. And then everything comes after. I would say we started off as friends. Then out of talking, you get to realize that we seem to have something in common here. And we've got the same vision, we've got the same goals, we generally looking at the same thing. And one thing that probably got us closer was we were both Catholic, we would see, so it probably made a lot of sense in a number of ways, and yeah, it was good. As we were preparing for the wedding, we started off with the meetings, you know, where you bring everyone together, and then you put the whole plan together. So there was that part of organizing the wedding, and another part of the dances. So it was almost balanced. You come out of a busy, hectic meeting with organizers and so forth. Then after that, the dances were usually the last thing on the schedule during the preparations. So it would sort of cool down all the pressures. But I really liked that through that whole process, the ups and downs we faced, we sort of managed to get to know each other better, and it was a very good foundation for the marriage, because I would say even after a bad meeting or when things are not really looking good, we could still sit down together and map something out, the way forward to keep things going. Then on the actual day, I would say I loved the whole day, because if you really look into all the effort that you did put into it, on the day you just tell yourself, this is the day I just want to enjoy myself. So I enjoyed right from bathing in the morning, dressing up, the church service, the ceremony, everything, the food. I just loved everything. How did you see it?
On my end, the planning was quite tough. I found it to be tough, but because I wanted everything to be perfect.
Yeah.
But obviously, from a guy's perspective, it's a bit different. But I really wanted everything to be perfect, my perfect fairy tale wedding. And I must say, on the day, it was perfect for me. I don't have any regrets. I just wish the day could have been a bit longer. In terms of planning, I enjoyed the pre-marital counseling that we went through. That was quite eye-opening, because there are a lot of things that you take for granted about the opposite sex, and those things were enlightened when we went for those lessons. So it was quite important to me, because I still carry everything that I was taught then now, and I probably will remember it for the rest of our lives together. The wedding day was perfect. It was too short. I enjoyed everything. The power went on the day, so I was late to church. I really wanted to be one of those early brides, but unfortunately, I couldn't make it on time, but the rest of the day went as planned, probably better than what I thought it would have been. And I still remember everything right up until today. And I probably won't forget it, ever. I think if I could, probably increase the numbers, because I guess we had a lot of our family and friends not there. We had to cut the list just to make sure that...
Oh yeah, it fitted into the budget.
Yeah, so probably more friends, more family present.
Yeah, definitely. I'll change a few things as well. I didn't like the way we were whisked away from church. We came out of church, then there were these organizers. Time for photos, get into the cars. I didn't quite get the feeling to see my friends and the rest of the guys who didn't manage to come to the reception. So yeah, I'll definitely change the part where we came out of the church, so that I would embrace everyone. You know, you've got this happiness. Because for me, when the church service was done, I say to myself, we've covered 90% of the wedding, because this is now recognizable before God, and we've got His blessings now. So everything else that's following is a celebration for the Lord's grace. So yeah, I would have really wanted to express myself straight out of church. But everything else, I wouldn't change it much, but well, there's no harm in making it better, you know. More food, more drinks.
More beer.
Weird enough, more than enough, I think. Yeah, but just more going into tomorrow and the day after, you know.
Yeah.
Stretch the happiness.
A 3-day wedding. Yeah.
Gone. Yeah.
Will Stan the man be the man, or will Vicky prove him wrong? Let's find out on the couples game.
Let's see what we have here.
Nothing new to me.
What is my biggest fear?
Your biggest fear, without a doubt, is the fear of you losing me. If I'm late home from work, or you just get so scared you lose it. So definitely your biggest fear is the fear of losing me. And yeah, it's quite good in a way.
Yeah, his answer was somewhat correct, but I'd like to say my worst fear is probably just losing him, just knowing that he's not there anymore.
On my day off, what would I rather spend my day doing?
That's easy. You probably wake up at 9, switch on the TV, watch some news, open a 6-pack and drink them as fast as you can. Go for the second case. Finish that too.
It's available.
Probably until we get to the 10th case, and oh yeah, you might take a bath in between that.
I might.
Yeah, you might. And yeah, the day is done. Over and done. Yeah.
You didn't hear any Liverpool? Please.
Oh yeah, if there's a Liverpool game, yeah, you'd probably watch that too.
Probably, definitely.
Okay.
Miss Liverpool.
Let's see.
Yes. She also got that one correct. Work being work. When I'm off, I really want to do everything differently. Like you said, I would wake up late and then probably bath later on because I just want to do it differently. I want to wake up and do exactly like I do every other business day when I'm going to work. So yeah, I just want to do things differently, and most often I just want to be at home and just hovering around the house. Go on.
If our house were on fire and I had a chance to grab only 3 material items, what would they be?
3 things that I would grab.
That I would grab.
Yourself. Okay. You take your best dress. Grab your best dress.
The house is on fire.
Yeah, you're grabbing something from the house on fire, right?
Okay.
The car keys and your handbag. Then afterwards you probably shout, "Stand, come out!" when you're standing outside. I don't know. You really like your handbag and dresses.
Guess you're right. He answered my handbag, car keys, and my phone. And my dresses, I think. He said my dresses, yes. I don't think I'll go for the dresses. I don't think I'll even have time for that. In fact, I don't think I'll run out of the house with anything because I'll probably be so panicky. So he was wrong. You were wrong, Stan, in all 3 answers. So you got that one wrong, baby.
Right. What am I obsessed about?
That's probably the easiest question ever. It's obviously Liverpool and Castle Light.
Oh,
Finished.
you are not in the picture.
I don't think so.
Oh man, you don't know me, lady. Yeah, she picked on a number of things which are correct. She said I'm obsessed about my Sadza and Guru. She says I'm obsessed about Liverpool. She says I'm obsessed about my Castle Light, I think. And yeah, it's all true. Just to add to say I'm obsessed about her as well. That's probably the first thing on the list that she didn't mention. So, she probably underestimating herself there.
Stan, the man. I just want to say, I think you know me a lot now. Obviously, there are things about me that you didn't know, that you now know. And I think we're getting to know each other as the days go by. Obviously, there are some things that we still haven't discovered about each other. And I know that whatever will come now won't let us drift apart or tear apart. So I just want to say, I hope our love continues to grow through everything, and that we just grow. Our love should grow into a big, big, big flower that everyone will love and adore, just the same way that I love you.
Oh, well, looking at all the questions that were on the floor directed towards me, that my wife was answering about me, I would say if you really put together the time that we've been together, from the day we got married, she's doing well. She's doing well to try and get to know me to the highest level, and I'm very happy for this session that we just had. Not only does it get us to learn more about one another, because these kind of questions are very relevant to the day-to-day living, and besides the answers I got, it was really more of an eye-opener as well, because I'm going to have to remember these questions every single day of my life, because they are very much relevant to how our marriage is going to go about. And if you want the best, then you have to be paying attention to the small details in your relationship. What does my partner like? What does they don't like? What are their wishes, dreams, their fears? All that you have to put it together, and once you come to terms with everything that is about your partner, then nothing will be a surprise.
I plan elegant, stylish, glamorous and fun celebrations, and always try to make sure that you shine on the day of your wedding. The types of wedding venues that we have in Zimbabwe are quite vast, but you do find a lot of them to be more inclined on the garden sort of venue. So for a garden venue, which is for most of the brides that I've met, is every bride's dream. So the thing about that is you have to then create the best, to create an aesthetic, because when you go into a garden, it's just a garden. So you need to select a proper tent or structure that you will use for your wedding. So there are many types of tents that you can select from. We've got peg and poles, you've got clear span tents, you've got frame tents, and you also have Bedouin tents, which are coming more into the trend, even in a country like ours. I do know that a lot of brides first go on the internet, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and look at all these lavish ideas. There's a good thing about that, and there's a bad thing about that. I'll speak about the good thing. The good thing is what you find on the internet is obviously world class. It's obviously something that you would want for your wedding. The bad thing about that is most of the times you have a budget A and you've got picture B, and you do want to have picture B, but your budget is actually not permitting. So you have to sort of meet halfway and probably meet in point C. If your favorite color is pink, you're better off going with ivory linens or white linens. I mean, one of the most important things about wedding colors is not to have too much of them coming out in the wedding decor. I mean, you can still have your wedding colors within, your wedding apparel, which are the bridesmaids' dresses, or on the flower arrangements. Some of the things are pretty much better left as a clean and fresh sort of color palette. Thank you for watching. My name is Kevin, your wedding expert.
Of all the things that we prepare for in marriage, none is as difficult to deal with as the in-laws. I know. And you know what? They come at us in different ways in terms of the marriages that we're in. But it's one of those things that you just never know how to deal with. Meeting them is a different kind of fish altogether. When you're dating your husband or your wife, meet the parents. Sometimes it's pretty easy because you're allowed to be somebody that doesn't really know what to expect. But once you're married, the in-laws become a very different relationship that requires you to manage them. I want us to look at 3 things that you can do to help you deal with the relationship of your in-laws. The first thing to do is to prepare. When I say prepare, I'm talking about you and your spouse have got to prepare each other to deal with each other's parents. Nobody knows your parents like you, and expecting your spouse to deal with your parents without you having coached them, or without you having coached your parents about your spouse, is setting them up for disaster. So spend some time preparing them. Tell them what your parents like and what they don't like. Tell them what warms them up, what makes them like somebody as a friend, so that your spouse is able to quickly move into a place of favor with them. Because once they fall out of favor with your parents, it's going to be a difficult journey. The second thing is patience. Once you've met up with the in-laws, you must learn to be a patient person. Remember, these people are trying to get to know you. Their daughter or their son, whom you have now gotten married to, is someone that they really love. And as far as they're concerned, they don't know you that well. So they will often take the side of their son or the side of their daughter and try to make sure that they are protected, make sure that they are well. You will find that they will sometimes do what seems to you like they're poking their nose into their business. They are trying to make sure that their child has not gotten themselves with a troublesome individual. So patience allows you to deal with their attitudes. Be patient with them when they ask questions. Be patient with them when they seem to take a long time to trust you. It will help you. If you're not patient with them, it strains your relationship with them. It makes you very uneasy. You are anxious whenever you are around them. But when you're patient, when you allow them to take their time and they see that you're being patient with them, I'm telling you, you get on their right side pretty quickly, pretty easily, and very, very beneficially for yourself. The last thing is predict. When I say predict, I'm saying predict their needs. You see, in-laws are people who, once you have gotten married to their son or married to their daughter, there are certain things that they are going to expect that you are going to do for them. Particularly in the African culture, which I'm from, in-laws expect that I do certain things for them. They expect that I show them a certain behavior that gives them a sense of knowing that I will look after their daughter. Sometimes it may be buying them little groceries. Sometimes it may be when I hear that they're not feeling well, instead of waiting for them to ask me to help to take them to the hospital, I quickly suggest, I predict their needs, and it'll help you. So I've mentioned 3 things. The first thing is preparedness. Preparedness helps you to deal with their expectations. The second thing is patience. Patience helps to deal with their attitudes. Sometimes if they are not very trusting, if they feel that you may be someone who they don't understand, be patient with them. It helps you to deal with their attitude. And finally, we said predicting. Predict their needs before they become obvious, because it gives them a sense of rest assuredness that their child, who you are married to, is in good hands. They become comfortable around you, they trust you, and no longer stress you out for anything. I hope that helps you. This is Ivan Mawarire, your relationships guy, and we'll see you on the next episode right here on Wedding Diaries.
And next week on Wedding Diaries.
Hi, we're the Yateman family, Terence and my beautiful wife, Sheila. We've been married for
6 years.
6 years. She has to remind me because I keep on forgetting. Happily married, by the way. Yes. And we live in Zimbabwe. That it? What else do you want me to say?